Good morning, everybody. I'm here with the great Scott McConville. G'day, mate.
Yeah, buddy, how are you?
Another exciting interview here. I'm really excited about this because this is a real champion and hero of mine. So, Scotty, I'll sort of just start off. You're a psychologist, is that right?
No, that's correct. Clinical psychologist for the last 16 or 17 years. Did the whole university thing. I did a commerce degree at Melbourne Uni straight out of high school. Then did a psych degree with honours, then went on and did masters and doctoral studies and practiced clinically for about the last 16 or 17 years. So, yeah, long career.
Amazing. And I also know you did a lot of counselling with Vietnam veterans. Mm-hmm. Explain that would be pretty heavy duty.
Yeah, look, I mean, one of my roles, I was a senior clinical psychologist at the Austin Repat for many years. It was a really good position, travelled the country, seeing all sorts of patients, but particularly veterans.
Yep.
Look, the Vietnam guys are an amazing group of people. I must say I have a tremendous affinity with them and respect what they did. Not only did they fight for their country and shed blood on foreign battlefields.
Yes.
I mean, just the political climate at the time made their return problematic, and
terrible.
Many of them sort of have a double dose of trauma. Not only did they experience what they did over there, but when they came back, they weren't accepted, and a lot of them have lived their life with that that real chip on their shoulder. So, look, an amazing group of people, and certainly the experience has been very enriching in my life. So,
yep. And this is what I find amazing, and then. We'll probably do a couple of interviews on this because your story is absolutely incredible. And so what happened was when you join the business, you find out about people. So I found out that Scott not only has got that, he's also got his hands in like 4 other businesses. But more importantly, which I couldn't believe, is you've got custody of, or you're looking after your 4 sons.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that? How do you do that?
Yeah, look,
I can't do my ironing. It's ridiculous.
Look, I think it's a certainly the reverse of what generally happens in society, but the way the cards played out, that's just the way it works. I've got 4 sons, Jed, Brock, Jai, and Noah, who obviously everything to me. So I've raised them all since a very young age. Like I said, just the way circumstances played out, I wouldn't change it for anything. But look, I think with life, I mean, you're dealt a certain hand of cards, and you just need to make the most of it. So people often ask me, how do you do it? And my answer is, well, if you have to do it, you just find a way. So I know no different.
Yeah, but what I find staggering is then this opportunity comes along and you jump at it. Tell me why.
I think obviously I was doing quite well in my corporate career. I have other business interests outside, like you say, but look, I get presented with a multitude of business opportunities all the time. This was the only one I accepted or even seriously contemplated. I think that I hadn't done any network marketing before, and it was a unique opportunity.
Hold on, you'd never done any network marketing before? Hear that? That's amazing.
Never done any network marketing before. But I just think for me to accept this, I obviously did a lot of research. I looked into it. The products were just revolutionary and cutting edge. That was the first point. It was more just the the sort of fiscal solidarity of the company. I mean, they're obviously very well managed, very well run, and to me it was like cutting edge business in the 21st century, and it was something that I just didn't want to miss out on. But I suppose also, like people have said to you previously, it's you can actually live life around this. So I'm able to take the kids to school, do a little bit of networking, do other stuff. When they go to bed, I can do this. It's something that you can fit in around your lifestyle. And the residual income was just amazing. So look, it was just an opportunity I didn't want to miss.
Talk about, because obviously you build a good business because he's really good on Facebook. How did you embrace Facebook? Tell us about how you've done it?
Look, I haven't been a long time Facebooker, but I suppose it's just using whatever tools are available. I mean, back in the day, not that I've ever done it, but I imagine network marketing was done by speaking to friends and family, knocking on doors. I mean, these days it's sort of social media. So look, I suppose I've had access to that sort of technology through work, etc. But it's obviously a very critical part of networking these days, and it's something you just have to learn. So look, I suppose I just got on there, saw how other people are doing. I mean, you're excellent at it. Jeunesse, who you've spoken to recently, is fantastic on it. I suppose just learning from your lead, and I suppose just thinking through it, and it's trial and error. I mean, you see what people respond to, what works, and you sort of just run with that. But as you also said previously, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. I mean, learn from the others that are successful and just follow what they do.
Yeah. I want to raise a really interesting point that I think a lot of people have missed, and I certainly haven't missed it. So you watch this guy who's balancing raising 4 boys pretty much on his own, businesses, always conducts himself with integrity, and obviously be quieter than Crichton and a bit well spoken. And then all of a sudden, I meet his son and girlfriend who've joined the business, and I think to myself, thinking, hold on, I know how this guy operates. I've sort of watched him. He could set his son up in any business to make some money, and your son and his girlfriend are just jumping with the business. Tell us about that.
Yeah, look, that's interesting. A few people have asked me about that. Look, I've been in Jeunesse for several months, and balancing everything else, I hadn't had the opportunity to throw myself fully into it, but I was sort of chipping along, and he sort of noticed what I was doing. Didn't particularly ask me about it. I didn't push it upon him, and he and his girlfriend Christine came to me one day and they said, "Well, tell me a little bit more." And it was just amazing. I mean, I only shared the rudimentary basics with them, and they've just run with it. I mean, if all my team members were like them, it would make the business so easy. So they've just absolutely run with it. They've read everything, done everything. They prospect excellently. They conduct themselves.
But their attitude.
Yeah.
Their attitude, come on. Like, we meet young people. How old is Jed?
24.
So they're just, wow. And that's a credit to you, mate, because
they
are just solid citizens.
Thanks, mate. No, look, I appreciate it. Look, I think that a lot of the leaders have identified them as real go-getters. So look, I'm expecting a massive future for them, and I'm starting to build a really, really good team at the moment, and they're certainly front and centre of that. So watch this space. I mean, I don't think it'll be long before you'll be doing a joint interview with those two.
Actually, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
You know what, we will, because it'd be good for them to see what's Dad doing now. Like, here he goes. So tell us a bit for yourself, because obviously I know he puts his boys first. I've seen it. I'll ring him up. Oh, mate, off to Assumption College, but I love it. He puts it's unbelievable. But let's talk about you for yourself. What do you want to get? What's some goal, your next goal that you really want to get for you?
Yeah, good question. I know we've had this discussion privately about how important goals are. So, look, for me, it's all about lifestyle. So, I'd already started to set myself up with, I do have a couple of, pretty good businesses, and the income was good. But, I mean, this actually takes it to a whole new level. I mean, I just woke up this morning and I've cycled many times overnight, and I just think, how good is this? So, I've got a luncheon to go to after this, so lunch is paid for. But look, I just think just the lifestyle, the residual income, the fact that you can build this business globally. I mean, it just really opens up a whole new sphere of goals. So for me, it's all about lifestyle now too. Obviously to provide for the children, to be able to travel extensively, to give them as much experience, culturally and globally as you possibly can. So look, I mean, goals, I suppose, materialistic. I mean, I've got a new picture I've posted on Facebook of a beach house that I'm looking for currently.
It's a beauty.
We'll have that in a couple of years. We'll have all my friends here over, and one thing about Jeunesse is that we do know how to party. So,
we might have to wind it back a touch.
We might have to wind it back a little bit. I won't nominate my 3 on the video, but just, the 2 of my top 3 are in the room at the moment. But so I mean, just to go on with that, I mean, I think also with Jeunesse, it's a real microcosm of society. There's all sorts of different people and personalities involved. So for me, one of the real benefits has been, probably meeting people that I would say would be, really, really, strong friends for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So that's just an absolute bonus. So
isn't it?
That's great.
It's amazing that it's a chance for good quality people to have a real go, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've asked this for a couple of people. tell me, if you're brand new and you're joining today, what do you recommend them to do?
Look, it's a really good question, and something that I think becomes clearer the longer you're in it. So, I think it needs to be duplicatable. So, I've sort of just got a little system in place now with all the new people. Obviously, you meet them, you speak to them, you let them know what's going on, but then you sort of send them away. So, look, I make sure that they're equipped with all the tools they need. So, I plug them into JFire. They do the standard training that's available in there. I give them a set of the J-Kit booklets to read through. I get them to look on Facebook, and I get them immediately to start thinking about their top 50 prospects and to write a list.
Yep.
And then we sort of talk about how we can go about getting people on board with them. So, I mean, it's a pretty standard way. I mean, I think you've said before, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Hook them in with leaders, get them along to a live event, get them to feel the excitement. I think, going to some of these events is critical. I mean, I think in the next 12 months, we've got sort of Vegas, Noosa. You and I might sneak in a little trip to the Ashes there. We've got sort of Singapore, and we'll have another conference. So,
yeah.
I mean, to get them involved in the conferences and the travel is crucial.
Association.
Absolutely.
You've got to think with like-minded people.
Absolutely.
Well, time just goes too quick with you, mate. I think we're definitely going to have to do another one, especially to find out a bit more. But thanks again. I hope this comes across, because I admire Scott. You have you go out and like the other night I had a presentation and their cat was sick and they couldn't come to the preso, and they don't have any kids and they're busy, and we're all busy, but you found a way to joke. I don't know how do you, mate? Who does all the ironing?
No, I do it all. So
no,
I do it all. So I do. Look, I mean, I've had cleaners and stuff like that, and I'll probably get another one. But sort of in the interim, I've sort of been I'll do a bit of that. Just time management.
Actually, sorry people, I'm going to go a bit over because I think this is critical. We can do whatever we want, so we'll do it. Because we're trying to keep them to around 10 minutes, but I think this is too important. Tell me, do you have a diary, or how do you do that?
Yeah, no, look, I do have a diary, but I suppose it's people have different skills, I suppose, but I sort of have this mental diary where I sort of know exactly what needs to be done and when it needs to be done by. But I do keep a physical diary. But look, it's all about time management, and I think that if you're able to sort of get your head around that, you're halfway there.
Because another thing is you train extensively, like super fit bloke, and we do a bit of boxing. He's trying to get Benny Crichton a bit fitter.
Crichtonator, he's kilo middleweight champion. Although he's wasting away with the museum, I must say.
No, but so obviously we might as well use your experience for advice. People joining the business probably would say, because we're already busy. Let's face it, we're already busy. Give us some suggestions you think that can help people with their management.
Look, I mean, it's a really good question, and I think obviously being a psychologist for so many years, and we do a lot of time management and stuff like that. But look, I think one of the things is attitude for a start. I mean, a lot of people have this fixed attitude: I'm too busy, I can't do it. Now, you're sort of behind the eight ball before you even start. So I think you need to erase that tape and start a new tape and start to think, well, anything's possible. And just be relaxed about it. But I think keeping yourself fit and healthy helps. I mean, I think the fitter and healthier you are, just looking after your diet, exercise, sleep, and that type of thing, you're going to be in a position to fit more in and to be able to cope with more things. But like every minute's an opportunity to do something, and it's amazing what you can do when you multitask. One of my friends, Angela Senti, she has the headphones, and she multitasks, but I won't go into that. But there's lots of different ways that you can cover things, and look, I think it's just about being organised, and once you sort of set yourself up with that lifestyle, you can maintain it. So people say, how do you fit it all in? But I mean, it's really, if you watch me, I mean, I don't really stress that much. I cruise through it, and it's fun.
Mr. Cruise.
I'm
going to call you Tom from now on.
Look, mate, you're more Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
I was thinking it's a bit more...
Very serious business we've got here.
The Pacino De Niro scene from that famous movie. But look, I think it's more about just accepting, what you can do and what you can't do. I mean, you can only do what you can do. That's one of my great things. There's only so many hours in a day. So it's no good having, being stressed by the 50 things you didn't do on your list. I mean, if you can't do it, you can't do it. So, But I think the other thing with this business is it gives you a great opportunity for self-development, and you learn a lot about yourself, a lot about other people, a lot about the world. So that's something I really like about this business as well.
Mate, thanks for your time.
Pleasure,
Great interview. I love it.
Anytime.
Obviously, I'm pretty stoked. You're a champion, mate. And so hopefully it's not too long. See you at the top.
See you guys.